My name's Joe, welcome to Steamatic. Let me take you on a tour through the factory and show you what we can do for you. From the smallest disaster to the largest commercial fire, we have the solution and the answer to all your problems. Come through and have a look. Right, this is our administration office. They will take all your inquiries or any restoration problems that you might have. We have a great team in this office here and we'll be able to assist you 24/7 anytime you need them. Let's go out the back and I'll show you some of the equipment that we have that will help do your restoration and bring you back to a pre-loss situation. So welcome to the factory. This is where all the action happens. This is where all takes place from the start of your restoration through to completion. Most of it takes place in here. We can take a walk through and show you some of the equipment we use for these recoveries and all the facilities we have that enable us to do our job here at Steamatic. The department that handles our water damage, and we'll just talk you through a bit of the equipment that we use in our day-to-day water damages and how we are affected. Okay, so here we have quite a few air movers and dehumidifiers. All this equipment is used in water damages, whether it be residential or commercial. These are just to dry the dwelling, the carpet, the structures out before major works can take place. Further up here we have a lot of storage where customers' contents are returned to the factory. They're all cleaned and dried and stored here whilst they have building works at their home. They're all held here and held in storage in the vaults until such times as the building works are completed. Then they're returned to the home and people can go on with life as normal. Any carpet that is actually returned to the plant is washed here. There's steam cleaned on the wash bay floors, all spot cleaned and treated. Carpet's cleaned and deodorized here and ready for return. The wet carpet that comes into the factory is normally taken through here into our drying room. This is one of the largest drying rooms in Victoria. We can store up to 10 house lots of carpet in here at any one time. It's all fan forced with heat induction and it's capable of drying up to 10 homes of carpet in 2 days. So it's very efficient for us. Once the carpet is dried, it's brought out onto the wash bay floors here where it's cleaned and deodorized, rolled up and ready for return to the dwelling. We do have the same with rugs. Rugs come through here, treated, processed, washed, deodorized, rolled up, held here for storage and returned when requested by the customer. This side of the factory brings you into fire damage, restoration and mitigation. A lot of the fires, domestic fires that happen around Victoria we deal with, very traumatic for the customers, and Steamatic sympathises with the customers in these situations. Our crews are trained highly in dealing with all sorts of situations, from very distraught customers through to the smaller claims where it's not such a big disaster. Once our assessment managers are on site, they go through with the loss adjuster and predetermine what effects in the house, which contents are coming back for restoration. All the contents are brought back here to the factory and brought through into our restoration room up the back here. So this is the fire room. Most of our home contents is cleaned up and returned to pre-loss conditions. The girls in here have a wealth of experience and knowledge on all different types of fabrics, colours and how they're affected in different conditions, whether it be water damage or fire damage. This is an antique chair that the girls were working on just recently and pointed out by the girls that we couldn't actually steam clean this chair due to the fact that the colours are normally vegetable dyes and they would have run through and destroyed the chair. This was dry cleaned and has come up to pretty much a pre-loss condition. The customer was very happy with this chair. The hooks here that Cheryl's working on at the moment have been collected from a home in very damp conditions, with imagine water damage, and what we have here now is mold is actually set here. These documents are all hooks, are clean, decontaminated, and then we normally put them through a process of gamma radiation to kill any mold spores that may still be in the hooks. Quite often these books, although they're not expensive, they have a lot of sentimental value to the customer, and at all costs we need these books returned. So sometimes cost is not the overall guideline that we work with. As I said, a lot of times the items that we take from people's homes do have a lot of sentimental value, and we'll do our best to restore them. Right, these ornaments were restored from a local fire. Again, a lot of sentimental value in these. May not be everyone's cup of tea, but the lady was adamant that she wanted these returned to a pre-loss condition. When we retrieved them from the fire, they were actually black and covered in a lot of melted plastics, and looked, for all reasons beyond salvaging is the word, sorry, and looked like they were ready for the bin. We brought them back here, the girls went to work on them, and through a few processes that we used through latex and other contaminant removals, we were able to return the products to a pre-loss condition and satisfactory condition for the customer. So, and these are items that she thought she would have to dispose of.
Okay, when we clean these, we use a latex method, and the latex is something that we can safely put onto any surface. It doesn't eat or destroy the surface that you're applying it to. So it's a safe product that you can put on marbles, metals, or anything that you just are unsure how it's going to react to a chemical. You paint it on with a paintbrush all over the item, and then you just wait for it to dry, and then you simply pull it off, and it actually removes the soot as well as removing any other dust or dirt, and then it just brings it back to the almost a pre-loss condition. You just have to do a little bit of buffing or cleaning after that, and it's back to new.
This room is known in technologies as a dirty room. This is where the customers' white goods, hi-fis, TVs, computers, home appliances are all brought back here to be assessed as to whether they are restorable, whether it's cost effective to restore. Once the items have been brought in here, they're dismantled to see the varying degrees of damage to the goods. Once assessed and deemed restorable, the items are then brought through into this room, which is known as the clean room. All items that come in here have been pre-washed, so there's no cross-contamination into this room. So once the items have been deemed restorable, they're then brought into the clean room where they're dismantled, repaired, any components that need replacing are replaced and brought back to a pre-loss condition. All the items in this room, whether it be computers, sometimes the actual casing is not restorable, but certainly the hard drives, the information within the computer is retrievable by the technicians in Steamatic, and as I said, the casing, the PC itself can be replaced, but often there's very valuable information within the computer that we retrieve and return to the client. Some things that come through are probably not cost effective to replace in this throwaway world we have today, keyboards, mouse, things like that. It's usually Steamatic's practice and insurance companies' practice to replace all those items that are not cost effective. But as I say, the mainstream items like plasmas, LCDs, computers, refrigerators, washing machines, certainly depending on the level of damage that's sustained in the disaster, most of it is recoverable to a pre-loss condition. So you've had a disaster. Don't despair. All is not lost. Things that you feel may not be restorable, Steamatic can restore for you. So just pick up the phone and call us any time. No matter how big the disaster is or how small the disaster is, Steamatic may have the solution for you. Something like that.